There are only a few events throughout our country's history about which I can ask you, where were you when? And everyone has an answer. I know right where I was. I was a freshman at college at Texas A&M University, and I just arrived home to a dorm room from an 8 a.m. class. And I remember walking into that room and hearing upperclassmen say for the first time, planes flew into towers. I didn't know what was going on. But I learned over the preceding and following hours about the attack on this country's soil. You know exactly where you were as well. And even though most of us didn't know each other back then, we have this shared experience, and it's like we experienced it in many ways together. We watched the towers smoke and burn that day. We listened to the chaotic reporting. At first, confusion about what had happened. Maybe it was just an off-course pilot who lost his way. And then when the second plane hit, we knew that this country was under attack in a way that it never had been before. We knew that day that something fundamentally had changed, and those attacks, they shook us to the core. 2,977 American lives were lost that morning. 2,977 men, women, and children woke up, ate breakfast, took the train to work, got on a plane, kissed their families, and they didn't know it was the last time. And in the weeks and months that followed, we all felt, I think, a sense of renewed national purpose. We felt a sense that we are a nation of people who are willing to do what it takes to get the job done. We felt a new sense of unity. It didn't matter all of a sudden who you voted for, or whether you were from a blue state or a red. It didn't matter how much money was in your bank account or the color of your skin. We were Americans. The legacy of 9/11 to me is always going to be one of unity and sacrifice, of an American people coming together and rising above our differences. How much have we lost in 20 years? Our national unity is wilted and faded. And it's easy to think it can't be revived. Our enemies would love to think and love for us to believe that it can't be revived. But I don't. I believe we are still a nation of people that are willing to come together and be unified and get things done that need to get done. And so, as we commemorate the people that lost their lives 20 years ago and everybody who fought and lost their lives in the war on terror over the last 20 years, let me issue all of us a challenge. Don't let it take another national tragedy for you to put aside your differences with those who think differently than you. Don't lose your hope in the promise of America. And don't disappoint those men and women who lost their lives 20 years ago by forgetting that what binds us together is still far stronger than what is trying to tear us apart.